We never get tired. We will continue to move forward in that direction. And so I was telling all the ministers, I said to tighten the belt. Since we've been here, there are no government vacations. It works 24/7. The same goes for the alt. There are no vacations for deputies to go rest in the village. We must work 24/7, 12 months a year. So we are in this rhythm. As long as the soldiers at the front have no rest, there is no reason for us to have rest behind. And so I invite the entire administration to fall in line to support it. So the living forces in everything they do. I think that little by little there is progress. We see many changes in behavior. We need to completely change the situation. Burkina Faso is a reference, and we must maintain a good relationship with people. Hold the torch very high. We need to manufacture many things locally. I am convinced that whether it's electric or motorized tricycles, we can manufacture them. So we want to give space to our young talents to express themselves. In fact, we are in the process of wanting to build a large center where we will bring people in and support them to settle. And these are people who will see everything we consume daily. What can we manufacture in Burkina? I know there are talents all over Burkina. The application will be launched shortly so that young talents can register. In that center, we will do everything possible to have all the necessary machinery and guide the young people there so that when they finish, when they leave, they can create something. God willing, we will set up a leather unit in the Kaya area to transform many things on site, ourselves. As long as we don't reach this stage and continue to pay outside, our wealth will not benefit us. We need to change our paradigm right now. That's where the jobs are. That's where people will work. And that's our true independence.
Hello guys, today is 30th of April, okay? Today is the protest day. I've been seeing video about people protesting even in Burkina Faso. Please, today is the 30th of April, which was supposed to the day that all African countries, supposedly all African countries was supposed to protest in solidarity for Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, because of the Western evil people that don't want Africa to grow. Because the whole of Africa don't have independence. Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, they are trying to take their country back so that we will depend on our own. Because enough is enough. Because of these Western people, none of African countries are developed. Nothing is working. They are taking our resources away, everything. So these three countries they are trying to break free. We are breaking free. So all African countries were supposed to come together and protest in solidarity for Ibrahim Traoré.
President Ibrahim Traoré. Since taking power in a coup d'etat, and we're going to dig into that in another conversation, he's been laser focused on making Burkina Faso self-reliant. He's not just pushing for political independence. He wants the nation and the whole of Africa to own its industries and control its future. He actually went viral last year after delivering an astonishing speech at the inaugural summit of the Alliance of Sahel States in July 2024, where he called out the modern-day imperialists, saying their time is over. Take a listen to that part of his speech.
Africa, this continent has suffered so much and continues to suffer because of the imperialists. These imperialists have only one cliché in mind, that Africa is the empire of slaves. This is how they see Africa. For them, Africans belong to them, our lands belong to them, our subsoils belong to them. They have never been able to change their mentality up to today. It is deplorable. But how does it proceed? It is unfortunately ongoing since the 60s, when the simulacra of independence were given.
You get the idea. This is why he's backing homegrown innovation like Itawa, Burkina Faso's first electric vehicle. He understands that Africa can't keep relying on imports while our own industries struggle to survive. So instead of waiting for foreign companies to dominate the EV space, he's taken the first step toward building an African alternative.
Hello, dear, beautiful people of the motherland, Africa. I greet you all in the name of the revolution that is going on in Africa. For the past 3 days, Africans, both at home and in the diaspora, and even other black brothers and sisters in the diaspora have been speaking really loudly, making their voices known regarding what is going on in Africa. Speaking loudly, speaking at the top of their voices to let America, to let France and their allies of NATO to know that all what they are planning against our lovely hero, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, this time around is not going to work. They did that to Gaddafi and we let it slide because we didn't have the knowledge that we had today. And so this time around, Africans are speaking and speaking really strongly to let everybody know that this time around, we are not going to allow it happen. If they are going to come for our hero, the light that we have today in Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, then they are going to come for all of us before they get to him. Because we have decided this time around that it is not going to happen. Today, most especially, Africans all over the world are making history, what has never been heard before. In Burkina Faso, all the roads are crowded with the population in support of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. In Ghana, the youth, both old and young, everybody is out to support Captain Ibrahim Traoré. In Mali, the same thing. I mean, across Africa, Kenya, South Africa, Africans are alive this time around and they are speaking the same language. And language is hashtag hands off our beautiful, handsome, and most revolutionary leader that we have ever had in the 21st century, who is Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Hands off Captain Ibrahim Traoré. That is the one language that Africans are speaking today. For like ever, we have never seen unity like this before. Africans are uniting more than ever before to speak the same language, telling the West that we are not going to allow you to take out the only light that we have in Africa. Our leaders are not speaking. That is not going to turn us down. That is not going to shut us down. Our leaders are not speaking. We will speak. Our leaders know what they have on them, but that is not going to stop us from speaking. We are going to keep sending the message out there. Today, not only in Africa, across board, in Italy, in France, in Britain, in other countries in the West, Africans and even blacks in the diaspora are out and speaking the same language. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, the community of Africans. Thank you to everybody who has been supporting this cause. Thank you, everybody. The hashtag is going to continue. Hands off Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Hands off Captain Ibrahim Traoré. That is the hashtag, and we are not going to stop. This is just the beginning of a giant revolution that is coming Africa's way. Guys, be ready for it, because they are not going to stop. We are not going to stop either. This time around, the people of Africa have decided that they are not going to sit and see America, France, and their friends take out the only light that we have in Africa. Africans have said they are not going to sit and see the West destabilize Sahel, and the only crime they have It's because they are fighting for their dignity. It's because they are fighting for their sovereignty. It's because they are fighting to set themselves free from slavery. Because they are fighting to make sure they have control over their natural resources. Africans have decided to fight alongside with them until the victory is gotten. We are not going to stop. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, sons and daughters of Africa. Thank you, blacks in the diaspora, who know that what touches Africa touches them. Thank you, Jamaica. Thank you, Caribbean as a whole. Thank you, everybody. Let's keep going. The battle is not ended. The revolution is coming like wildfire, and it is going to engulf the entire Africa. Let's keep going. Hands off Africa. Hands off Burkina Faso. Hands off Sahel. And let's keep going, guys.
Viva! Lanne! Abba! Traoré! 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 Viva! Lanne! Abba! La patrie, nous vaincrons! Nous vaincrons! La patrie ou la mort! La patrie ou la mort!
We no longer want to engage in this deceitful diplomacy. In an interview, we spoke about the Ivorian regime. Some Burkinabés got on their high horses and criticized. I say it, I insist, and I persist. We have nothing against the Ivorian people, but we have an issue with those who govern Côte d'Ivoire. We say it and we repeat it again. Let me tell you something. Allow me to tell you something. There is indeed in Abidjan an operations center to destabilize our country. No one can deny it, and we will provide you with evidence in the coming days. We will show you physical evidence. You will understand what we are talking about. No one will come to tell us that in Benin there is no French base directed against us. We have the evidence at hand. Two past important bases. No one can dispute them, and I challenge them. And we have nothing against the Beninese people. There we have a problem with the policy of the Beninese leaders. And we say it loud and clear again. In this diplomacy, we have decided to tell the truth. There are indeed two bases, one towards Kandy and the other going towards Porga, or I don't know which locality. Runways have been renovated to more than 3,000 meters long. Planes land. People equipped and train the terrorists. Over there, we have audio recordings of French agents in Benin over there who are staying at the terrorists' operations center. They show the operations with them. They help them with medical care. They do everything there. We have all the details on them. And you don't want us to tell our people? We will say it. If you don't want it, If they don't want it, they should stop behaving like that. It's simple. We didn't force anyone to take their independence. If you decide to stay in your situation, but don't turn your countries into air bases, because it is your populations who will suffer afterwards.
Mr. President, there has been a long discussion about how long you will stay and when you will organize elections. How long will the transition last? Is it today? Do you have an answer to this? Or do you think it is not a priority? For you, how long will Captain Ibrahim Traoré be in charge before organizing elections to step down?
I was going to ask you a question in return before answering you.
I'm not here to answer questions. Sir.
It's a debate. It's nice. If today, in 6 months, we decided to abandon the people, you, as a very objective man, aware of our situation, what would you say? What would your comment be?
Honestly, I prefer to stick to that, even though you know my true thoughts.
All right. Since we've been here, we haven't taken a single day off. The whole exec.
But when you say that, politicians say, this is our job, since there are those who do it. They do their job. We want to return to democracy. We want to go back to parliament with people who are elected. We want to let the people speak. Are we staying like this or setting up a new model? They learned here. We don't want them learning elsewhere and applying it here.
To put them on the right track. They learned their profession. This profession is... We don't want people to learn this profession elsewhere and come apply it here. We want to create a model. Because the way things are done here is in fact not the right way.
For you, sir, President, there's no question of talking about organization, about elections and transition.
Yes, we're going to organize the local elections right now.
So we need to reset everything.
No. Aside from the system that's in place, which needs to be reviewed, the elections, they concern all of Burkina Faso. Do you think they are ready today to go to Soleil, to Falangonto, to campaign like... But they are Burkina-based. They must definitely vote.
First, we need to get the wire through.
There needs to be a minimum level of security so that if there's a campaign, people can go everywhere in Burkina, explain their ideas to the Burkinabe people, and the people will choose, because it's no longer about distributing goods. There will be reforms on the electoral code. It's over, that's it. If you get caught up in this, you will be disqualified. Well, I'm not going to get ahead of Iran in the water, but I can tell you that there are reforms coming. This way of doing things, of buying people's consciences, is over. Our mission is to awaken people's consciousness so that they never accept this again. If you think you can govern the country, you need to explain your political program. What are you going to do? And maybe after a while, the people will evaluate whether you should continue your term or not. In short, we won't say everything, but there will be reforms in the electoral system. And to participate in the elections, all Burkinabes must vote.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.